Hi, welcome back to my classes on spectroscopy techniques, IR Spectroscopy, class number 4. So previously I took 3 classes on IR Spectroscopy specially, as well as one general introduction class on spectroscopy techniques. So this class number 4, I'm covering the factors influencing vibrational frequency. Some of the topics in that, like overtone, combination and Fermi resonance, coupled vibrations, and the electronic effect, in which inductive effect as well as the plus inductive effect, minus inductive effect are explained in my previous video. So those who are not watching that one, please go back and check it and watch that video. It is available in my YouTube channel, My Intuition. In that playlist for my master degree students, these classes are available in my YouTube channel. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel, like the videos and share to others. Now, the factors which affect includes hydrogen bonding, bond angles, frequency shift by change in phase, frequency shift by change in solvent. So all these cases will be explained in this particular video. So already in electronic effect, the third factor, the first one, that is inductive effect, already explained in my previous video. And the mesomeric effect and resonance effect, both are almost similar. Only the difference is that mesomeric effect is unidirectional effect, whereas resonance effect is bidirectional effect. And we have seen this example, that of acetone and methyl vinyl ketone. What will happen due to mesomeric effect? Such resonance effect, it is not available or possible in acetone. Only inductive effect is there, with the CST group having plus inductive effect in group. Whereas in methyl vinyl ketone, because of the double bond which is in conjugation with the carbonyl functional group, the electrons can shift to the more electronegative oxygen. The pi bond shift takes place, since there are pi electrons which can donate or which can move towards that. So because of that, the carbonyl functional group, the C double bond nature become partial double bond nature. Therefore, the energy required for its stretching vibrations for this CO stretching vibration, the energy required is very less. Therefore, the value it is decreased from 1715. You can see it is 1706 n minus 1. The wave number, it is decreased. Wave number means that is the representing, or it is directly proportional to the energy of absorption. So continuation of that, more examples like alcohol, RC RCH2 single bond O with a lone pair of electron, and H, it represents alcohol, or generally we write as ROH. And compared with ester, RC double bond O single bond O, so that is the ester functional group with a lone pair of electron on oxygen connected to hydrogen. So here also mesomeric effect is possible with that of ester, but it is not possible with the alcohol. So here the oxygen having lone pair of electron, therefore it is in conjugation with the carbonyl functional group, that is C double bond or single bond, and a lone pair of electron can participate in mesomeric or resonance. Therefore that resonance, in which I'm explaining about the CO stretching, not the carbonyl stretching. What will happen to the CO stretching vibration? What IR radiation it will observe comparatively. Therefore, due to the possible resonance structures or resonance stabilization, also we can say, or resonating structures also we can say, or electronic effect, which is mesomeric effect, the lone pair of electrons on oxygen can form F double bond nature with the adjacent carbon, so that the pi electrons also moves, and it shows a vibration frequency, the stretching vibration frequency of CO. Okay, so nu represents frequency, CO represents that it is C single bond, or S represents stretching. Therefore, it is the energy required for this particular stretching vibration, that is about 1200 centimeter inverse, and for alcohol it is 1100 centimeter inverse. So it is clear that here it becomes partial double bond character. Therefore, more energy required for this carbon oxygen to stretch. Therefore, it absorbs at a higher wave number. More examples, if you take amides, that is RC double bond or single bond N with a lone pair of electron NH2. That is the general representation of amides. It is compared again with the ester. Ester already we see C double bond or single bond or H. So in both cases, discussing about the vibrational frequency required for the stretching of the frequency required for the stretching of C double bond O. So that is carbonyl stretching. So here lone pair of electron on nitrogen, it can participate in resonance. Therefore, the C double bond O breaks there. In case of ester also, same type resonance it is possible. The lone pair of electron participate in that. Now, what is the difference between these two, amides and ester? So we know that nitrogen and oxygen, if you compare their electronegativity of nitrogen, that means mesomeric effect is present in both amides and ester. If you compare the electronegativity of nitrogen, it is very less compared to that of oxygen. Electronegativity is less means the electrons are a little bit more free, it can move away. If electronegativity is more means it will attract electrons towards it. Here the electronegativity is less means comparatively the electrons are free to move. That means in case of amides, these electrons are more free to form a double bond character with the carbon. Then this pi bond or carbonyl functional group, it will move away at a faster rate than in that of ester. Okay, so that is also an we know the effect of nitrogen, whether it is less electronegative. Therefore, the lone pair of electrons of nitrogen is more labile. It can freely move, or it can form, it can participate in conjugation at a faster rate than that of oxygen. Therefore, in case of that, I'm giving an example. That was the general one. Okay, so giving an example that is benzamide. Benzamide is compared with that of the corresponding ester, that is phenyl acetone. Okay, so the values when we check, it is 1693 centimeter inverse in case of benzamide, and the stretching frequency required for the C double bond O, it is 1730 in case of phenyl acetone. Okay, so that it is clear that here it forms more this double bond nature, it shifts towards oxygen. Therefore, C double bond O weakens. When it weakens, when this C double bond weakens, it requires lesser energy for the vibration to happen. Therefore, it requires lower frequency. It will absorb and shows the peak. That is absorption peak. Okay, now we're taking more examples. Okay, so connecting to nitrogen NH2 having lone pair of electron. So this is para amino acetophenone. So this is acetone group. It is connected to phenone, therefore it is acetophenone. And at para position, so these two positions we call it as ortho position, meta position, and para position. So at para position, one amino group is present. Another example I'm taking, same type acetophenone, but at para position we have methoxy group. Okay, so para-methoxy acetophenone. So both can show resonance which will affect the carbonyl functional group C double bond of the same type example. Okay, so that electron movement, it is represented, it starts from the electron, where electron, more free electrons are there. So lone pair of electrons are there. Electrons will start participating in resonance. So the double bonds of the benzene shifts, and finally the electron movement, it affects the carbonyl group and it weakens. So C double bond will become partially double bond nature. Similarly, in case of para-methoxy acetophenone also, the same type electron movement it is there. But again, we know that compared to oxygen, the nitrogen having lower electronegativity or lesser electronegativity, the lone pair of electrons in nitrogen are more labile and participating more in conjugation. Therefore, stretching frequency given 1677 for para-amino acetophenone, and it is 1684 for para-methoxy acetophenone. So it is clear that in case of para-methoxy acetophenone, it requires higher frequency or higher energy compared to that of para-amino acetophenone. Now, keeping para-amino acetophenone as it's there, taking another example, which is again acetophenone case only, but at para position we have N double bond O and coordinate bond with oxygen. That is nitro group, NO2 group. That is para-nitroacetophenone. Now here the case is reverse. Okay, so here the nitrogen is not having one pair of electron, but it is doubly bonded to oxygen, and oxygen is more electronegative than nitrogen, or what we just discussed, that nitrogen is less electronegative than oxygen. That means these electrons can shift to oxygen. Therefore, the electron movement starts from there. So the electronic effect or electron movement effect can be represented by this type of arrowheads. So N double bond or shifts towards oxygen. Then the benzene ring pi electrons will participate in resonance to neutralize the charge separation. So further it takes place, and that will not further not affecting the carbonyl functional group. Okay, so carbonyl functional group will not be affected as such. This pi electrons present in the benzene ring only participate in that, even if it try to come oxygen having lone pair of electrons. So C double bond of oxygen again having lone pair of electrons. Therefore, this bond is not that much affected by the presence of nitro group at para position, whereas if it is at para amino benzoacetophenone, then it is affecting the lone pair of electron on nitrogen. It weakens the carbonyl functional group. Therefore, we can see the difference. 1700 centimeter inverse for para nitroacetophenone, and it is 16774 for para amino acetophenone. Now I'm keeping para nitroacetophenone as such there, and taking another example to compare. Okay, so that is phenyl acetate. It's an ester. So in phenyl acetate, here also you can see it is the electron movement. It is away from that. Okay, so the oxygen having lone pair of electron, it will move towards the benzene, because benzene there are more pi electrons, are there, more resonating structures are possible. Therefore, these electrons, lone pair of electrons, will participate in that resonance, giving more resonating structures. Okay, so the movement of pi electrons are indicated. Therefore, it gives a value of 1770. That means because of this movement of electrons away, this will become even a stronger bond, because the electron movement is away from that. That means this bond will become stronger. That carbonyl functional group bond, it will become stronger. It will absorb at a higher frequency. Now taking same example, amino acetophenone, and the positions are different. It is in para position, ortho position, as well as meta position. Okay, what will happen if such things are there? Okay, so that also represented already. This is we are already seen that possible electron movement, which will weaken the carbonyl functional group. Same type, if it is in ortho position also, the resonance is possible, which will weaken the carbonyl functional group. And if it is in meta position, we'll check the possible resonating structures or resonance possibility. So the pi electrons movement, the lone pair of electron, it goes to the benzene ring. Benzene ring, the pi electrons also participate in resonance, because electrons are coming near to, therefore electron movement takes place. And that electron movement, it is there within this benzene ring. It will not affect. Okay, so here it forms a double bond, but here it is a single bond. Therefore, continuation of electron shift is not possible in case of a meta case. That means both ortho and para positions, if any substitution is there, it will participate in resonance. Whereas if it is in meta position, it cannot participate in resonance. Therefore, only inductive effect it can be considered. Okay, inductive effect, it is possible. More electronegative atom, it can withdraw electron through the covalent bond. The pi bonds will not be participating. Therefore, only inductive effect is having effect on the IR frequency of the carbonyl functional group if it is at a meta position. If it is para position, it can have resonance or mesomeric effect. That is already indicated with the arrowhead, and also due to the change in electronegativity, it can participate even in inductive effect. Therefore, both resonance or mesomeric effect and inductive effect is considered if the substituent is at a para position. Whereas if it is at ortho position, anyhow resonance it is indicated with the arrowhead. Even inductive effect is also there. In addition to that, it can also have steric effect because the functional groups are, or the group of atoms which are closer to each other when they are coming ortho position. This C double bond or CH3 as well as NH2 or the position or the substituent at the ortho position, they are somewhat closer to each other. Therefore, it creates a steric effect also. Therefore, we need to consider even steric effect if it is at ortho position. Now the third point which under electronic effect, that is field effect. Field effect, again it is explained with the ortho position. So ortho halo acetophenone. Okay, now to represent that I'm redrawing the structure. Okay, so and at ortho position we have halogen having a lone pair of electrons. Therefore, the lone pair of electrons are represented here, and this, it is similar to that previous structure, only I just written like that. In 3 dimension it will be the same bond angle it will maintain. In ortho position, this carbonyl group, the lone pair of electrons on the oxygen as well as the lone pair of electrons on the halogen, they are almost in the same plane. So that's what I want to represent here. It is in the same plane. Therefore, since they are in the same plane, these electrons will repel. So we know same charged particles or same charge will always repel. Therefore, there is a repulsive force between the lone pair of electron on the carbonyl oxygen as well as the lone pair of electrons in the halogen atom. That will repulsive force which will make this to deviate from this plane. Okay, which will push this carbonyl functional group away from this plane, and then this conjugation of C double bond with the benzene ring pi electron or pi electron cloud, that will be disturbed. Okay, so this type of explanation already is explained in my previous class videos, how this will affect the movement of electrons. So this bond, it will deviate from that so that they are not in conjugation with that benzene. Okay, so that is represented here. There is a repulsive force between the lone pair of electrons. Therefore, in orthosubstituent compounds, the lone pair of electrons on two atoms influence each other through space interaction and changing the vibrational frequency of both the groups. And this effect we call it as field effect. Now the fourth one, that is hydrogen bonding. There are two types of hydrogen bonding, mainly intramolecular hydrogen bonding and intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So taking an example, ethylene glycol molecule, a single molecule I'm taking. Usually when we take an organic compound, a sample, there will be a large number of molecules present. So here I'm considering only one particular molecule, ethylene glycol, one molecule. So ethylene glycol structure I'm drawing. So this is the structure of ethylene glycol, in which compared to hydrogen, oxygen is more electronegative. Okay, so oxygen will pull these electrons of this bonded pair towards it, and it will get partial negative charge, and hydrogen will be getting partial positive charge. Similarly, the second hydroxyl group also, there is a charge separation. Now we can see that the oxygen with the partial negative charge and a proton, a hydrogen with a partial positive charge, when they come closer to each other, they will form some attractive force between them. So it is represented like that. So there is an attractive force between oxygen, partial negatively charged oxygen, as well as positively charged hydrogen. Okay, we call it as hydrogen bonding, hydrogen bonding type interaction, and this interaction is within this molecule. Okay, so this is intramolecular hydrogen bonding within a molecule. If this type of attractive force between a more electronegative atom with a electropositive hydrogen, we call it as hydrogen bonding. If it is within the molecule, it is intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Whereas if you take ethanol molecule, ethanol structure you already know, CH3, CH2, OH. Okay, so CH3, CH2, OH, I'm taking not one ethanol molecule, I'm taking ethanol molecules. So I'm taking another ethanol molecules. So again, it is CH3, CH, H2, OH. And we know that oxygen having partial negative charge, hydrogen will get partial positive charge. Similarly, in the second ethanol molecule also, oxygen will get a partial negative charge, hydrogen will get partial positive charge. And the hydrogen and oxygen, if they come closer to each other, there are possible hydrogen bonding at this site or as well as at the second site. So possible hydrogen bonding. I am not giving the three-dimensional structure of that. Therefore, hydrogen bonding is possible with a partial negatively charged oxygen as well as partial positive charge hydrogen. So this one we can call it as intermolecular hydrogen bonding, or between two or more molecules. Okay, so example is given only with the OH bond. Even the oxygen, if it is replaced by some other heteroatom like nitrogen, you can also, when you replace with the nitrogen, it becomes NH2. Okay, so nitrogen also will get partial negative charge, hydrogen will get partial positive charge, and it will show hydrogen bonding with the neighboring hydrogen molecule, neighboring hydrogen, similar hydrogen present in the next molecule. So not only with alcohol group we can show hydrogen bonding, even with NH2 or even any atom which shows partial negative charge, it can show hydrogen bonding with the hydrogen. Even if it is a pi electron present here, pi electron cloud is present, then also hydrogen can form hydrogen bonding. Okay, so hydrogen should be there in the as a partial positive charge. We call it as hydrogen bonding interactions. Now, hydrogen bonding interaction weakens the OH bond. Okay, so that is clear from this picture that when oxygen attracts the hydrogen, so this particular oxygen attracts this hydrogen, this OH bond will weaken. Okay, how it shares the electrons, it will share. Therefore, OH bond will weaken. So that statement is given. Hydrogen bonding weakens the OH bond and absorbs at lower wave number. So when it is a weaker bond, then it will undergo the vibration at lower energy, and it requires lower energy to show the spectra or the peak in the IR spectroscopy. Okay, the stronger the hydrogen bonding. Okay, here one small mistake is the typing mistake, downward, it is a single word. Okay, stronger the hydrogen bonding, greater the absorption shift towards lower wave number than normal value. It means more and more hydrogen bonding is present, or stronger hydrogen bonding is present. That means more electronegative atoms are present in a molecule, which can form hydrogen bonding with hydrogen. Then it will lower the wave number, or it weakens the OH bond. Then it requires lesser frequency to absorb, or wave number it will decrease. Even polar compounds in polar solvents. Okay, polar solvents means which will show the same charge separation, and it will support the polar compound in weakening the OH bond. Okay, again it shows downward. So again there is a typing mistake, typographical error is there. If the downward is a single word, so downward frequency shift for OH bond is observed. Now, hydrogen bonding in compounds like OH and NH, compounds which contains a OH bond as well as NH bond. So this is again the same explanation which I given just previously. Nitrogen is less electronegative than oxygen. Hydrogen bonding in amines are weaker than that in alcohol. Okay, so the group or the molecule which contains NH bond, that is amines, and best example, and it may be primary amine, secondary amine. Tertiary amine, there is no NH bond, only primary and secondary we can take example, and it weaker than that in alcohol. Okay, so thus frequency shift in amines are comparatively less. Amines show NH stretching around 3500 centimeter inverse in dilute solution and 3300 centimeter in condensed phase. That means more concentrated, less solvent present, or it becomes almost solid state. Alcohol show OH stretching frequency of around 3650 centimeter inverse in dilute solution and 3350 cm minus in condensed phase. So we can compare now. 3500 changed to 3300, and comparatively when it comes to OH in alcohol, it is changed from 3650 to 3350. So this you can analyze the difference. If you take the difference 350 minus 3300 and 3650 minus 3350, we can see the difference, how much difference in generally it happens when it is that of amines and alcohol, when it comes to the OH or NH frequency absorption. Now again I took the example of ethylene glycol molecule. The spectrum of ethylene glycol in carbon tetrachloride is a non-polar solvent. Okay, so this is again become an example for the frequency shift effect due to the solvent effect. So the solvent effect, you can consider this as an example. Show two frequency, that is OH vibrating bands at 3644 and 3612. And in dilute solution, that is 3644 centimeter when is due to free OH, and 3612 it is due to the formation of a intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay, so you can see that how the intramolecular hydrogen bonding affects. Okay, so since it is non-polar solvent and ethylene glycol molecule, there are no polar solvent present. Therefore, the effect of hydrogen bonding with the solvent, it is absent. Therefore, intramolecular hydrogen bonding will be there, as well as some free OH will be there. So free OH which is not participating in hydrogen bonding, it absorbs at 3644, and if it participates in hydrogen bonding, it absorbs at 3612. So now it is clear how hydrogen bonding will affect, or how it will decrease the frequency of absorption to downward direction. Now ethylene glycol in different conformations. Okay, syn as well as anti conformation. I am drawing that conformation here. Okay, so this particular arrangement in which the OH on different carbon, so two different carbon, the OH are in the same plane or closer to each other, we call it as zinc type conformation. And if the OH group, if it is away from that, again the remaining hydrogen also I'm drawing, so the OH are far apart, that is the anti case. Okay, so anti case, then the possible hydrogen bonding, it is there only in syn case. Syn conformation can form hydrogen bonding, whereas the anti case, it cannot form that such type of hydrogen bonding. So that also conformational studies also can be done with the IR spectroscopy, or how the conformation affects the IR spectroscopy. In both direction we can analyze it. Now example of carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acid, we know C double bond O, single bond O, single bond H. So this is the carboxylic acid functional group, and here it will be it may be hydrogen, or it may be alkyl group attached to that carbon, which shows the vacuums. So taking another carboxyl functional group. Okay, C is double bond or single bond or H. So usually carboxylic acid, it undergo association. Okay, so they will come closer to each other because of the possible hydrogen bonding, because the carbonyl functional group of CO bond, oxygen having partial negative charge, carbon will get partial positive charge. Again in OH bond, hydrogen will oxygen will get a partial negative charge, hydrogen will get partial positive charge throughout two molecules. Okay, therefore possibility of hydrogen bonding, it is represented here. That means when carboxylic acid molecules are taken, the molecules actually it undergo dimerization, forms a dimer. This is a representation of dimer, or we can say a bridged structure. Okay, so either it exists as dimer and bridges, and just stabilized further by resonance, because this electron movement, the pi electrons can move to oxygen, then this lone pair of electron present in oxygen will participate in resonance. So here the oxygen is having lone pair of electron. This side also oxygen having lone pair of electron. It can participate in resonance. You can draw the resonating structure also. Then you have to put it in a square bracket. You can even draw the resonating structure. Okay, so this dimer and bridges, they are even stable, which are stable also due to the formation of hydrogen bonding, and that will affect the carbonyl C double bond of functional group as well as OH functional group. So both will weaken. Okay, so because it withdraws electron, or it participate in resonance, since it is in a bridged structure, that means the OH frequency. So this OH frequency as well as another OH frequency, as well as the carbonyl frequency, it also weakens. Therefore, it requires lower energy for their vibration to happen between OH as well as a C double bond. Vibration starts at a lower energy. It absorbs lower energy and it starts vibrating and shows the peak. Okay, so acetic acid dimer display carbonyl stretching frequency of around approximately around 1739 centimeter inverse, and if it is in vapor phase, Vapor phase means we know the molecule cannot come closer to each other, they are free to move. Okay, whereas in liquid state they come to close to the or in solid state. Okay, again this explanation can take for the factor of influencing the frequency shift by change in phase. Okay, so there I will explain the same thing. Okay, so acetic acid in vapor phase displays around 1770 centimeter inverse, whereas if it is in dimer, it displays around 1739. Okay, and given approximate value, small variation will be there from instrument to instrument. Okay, now, okay, so same thing got pressed again. Okay, so now pi cloud interaction. What is pi cloud interaction? So I'm taking one example of alcohol. So alcohol functional group is represented there, OH having partial negative charge, partial positive charge. It can participate in pi cloud interaction. So in this particular molecule, there are no pi electrons. Therefore, it should be the solvent, or it should be the molecule which is present, which having a double bond or a triple bond, or even aromatic compounds. Okay, they have pi electron cloud. So this is can represent as a pi electron cloud. So here between CH2 and CH, there is a electron density, more electron density present, which are the pi electrons. So we call it as pi electron cloud. Okay, so this interaction is possible because the hydrogen is more protonated, hydrogen having positive charge, or even if the molecule here, if it supports, if it gives the electron density towards oxygen, or if it stabilizes the oxygen with a negative charge, if the oxygen is stabilized having negative charge, that means this H will become more positive charge and it can interact with this pi electron cloud. Okay, that interaction it is represented here. Okay, so this double bond it will weaken, it will become partial double bond and forms, it donates the electron towards the hydrogen to stabilize that positive charge, partial positive charge. Okay, so this also we can call it as a type of a hydrogen bonding. Say example, if I take OH benzene connected to OH, that is phenol. Phenol, we know already it is acidic in nature. We already studied, Meta already studied that phenol is acidic in nature. That means if I remove this H completely as H plus, that means 2 electrons will go to oxygen. Oxygen will be having negative charge, but it will participate in a resonance. A resonance stabilization takes place. Therefore, it will become H plus easily. Therefore, it become a proton. Okay, it can interact with the pi electron cloud present in benzene. That means if you take benzene as a solvent to study that of IR spectra of phenol, then this type of theoretical analysis is very important, that it can also form a pi cloud interaction. The OH bond weakens and it can form interaction with that of pi electron cloud present there. Okay, so that is indicated there. Okay, so the frequency of OH stretching in phenol is lowered to about 40 to 100 centimeter inverse when spectrum is taken in benzene solution as compared to carbon tetrachloride, because here it can form this type of pi bound pi cloud interaction. Now the fifth point, that is bond angle, how bond angles affect the vibrational frequency. Okay, so I'm drawing the structure of a carbonyl functional group. Okay, so carbonyl functional group, we know the arrangement of the sigma bonds. So one of the bond is pi bond. So arrangement of sigma bond, it will share almost 120 degree to each other. And when I bend it, okay, bending means I have to introduce a cyclic structure here. Okay, whether it is cyclic structure, then possibility of bond angle contraction is there. That means the bond angle will decrease than that of 120. And we know that this bond is formed by the sp3 hybridization. Okay, or it is sp2 hybridization. Total 3 sigma bonds are formed. So sp2 hybridized orbital we represent. So this is around 120. So sp2 hybridized bond we represent like this shape approximately. This is my drawing. Okay, you can check in some other textbooks and all. Okay, so we can say that this is a bond formed with the sp2 hybrid bond angles. So this is having 1s and 2p character in that. But when the bond is compressed, Okay, so the here bond angle is 120, approximately 120. Okay, when it is compressed, then this possible electron density what I am represented here, it becomes more S character. Okay, here it is less S character and more P character, but when it is the bond strain increases above less than 120, not above 120, less than 120 degree, then it becomes more S character. Okay, so this picturization it is not so clear, so I have drawn another structure, another representation. So this represents, okay, so when it is around 120 angle, then less S character and more P character, whereas when it is compressed, it becomes more S character and less P character. Okay, so that possibility represented here, more S character. Okay, so in case of a C double bond or single bond C, if the bond angle is reduced, that means introducing a bond angle strain below the normal 120 degree, it leads to increase in S character in the carbonyl functional group. Increase in S character means we know the S we represent as a spherical structure. Spherical structure, then it is more closer to the nucleus. When more it is more closer to the nucleus means it can attract more electron. That means it will withdraw more electron from the C double bond. Or the carbon will try to take more electron from the C double bond, or CO bond it will weaken. Okay, so the okay, so CO bond actually it is strengthened because it takes electron, then the lone pair of electron in oxygen also can participate. It's not weakening by mistake, I said. Okay, it increases the bond strength, or the pi electron cloud density, it increases, and because of that, absorption takes place at a higher wave number. Example, it is in cyclobutanol. And another example, if it widens or pushes out, the bond angle is pushed out. Again, bond angle strain only. Then 120 degree the bond angle increases, there will be a decrease in S character or increase in P character, which will weakens that C double bond, and absorption takes place at a lower wave number. Example, di-tertiary butyl ketone, you can take it as an example for that. Now frequency shift by change in phase, that is solid phase, liquid phase, gaseous phase, what I want to explain. Only one or two examples I will give. I'm not going in detail because already this explained under the hydrogen bond effect, hydrogen bonding effect. So variation in the physical state influences the IR frequency by means of association effect. Okay, what is that association effect that I want to explain here? For example, the carbonyl stretching frequency of acetone occurs at approximately 1742 centimeter inverse in the upper phase. Whereas if it is taken in liquid phase, due to association, that is dipole-dipole association. Dipole means charge separators, one we call as dipole. So the dipole-dipole association lowers the frequency to 1715 centimeter inverse. Okay, so I'm representing that dipole formation. So we know that oxygen is more electronegative than that of carbon. So oxygen will get partial negative charge, carbon will get partial positive charge. Therefore, another molecule of this type of carbonyl group in liquid phase, they can come closer to each other because negative charge is there. It can attract another positively charged carbon. Therefore, the association takes place like this in this way manner. Or this negative charge oxygen will affect this positive charge carbon, then further another carbon functional group. So it will lower the frequency to 1715 centimeter inverse. Now change in solvent, how it affects. Acetone show a stretching frequency, carbonyl stretching frequency of 1715 centimeter inverse. If it is taken in hexane as solvent, then it further increased to 1726. That means the hexane will affect, the solvent will affect that one. If it is chloroform, CHCl3, then it decreases to 1713 centimeter inverse. And if it is ethanol, further it will decrease. That is polarity increase. The solvent polarity increases. That is affecting the acetone. Already we seen this type of cases. So then coming under IR spectroscopy, that is characteristic vibrational frequency of alkanes, generally alkynes, alkenes, alkynes, aromatic compounds, alcohols, ethers, phenols, amines, then many carbonyl functional group like aldehydes, ketones. All these things will be explained in my coming videos. So it will be continued. So, and I'll be uploading to my YouTube channel, My Intuition, to watch my classes on chemistry. So spectroscopic studies in my YouTube channel, My Intuition. Like the videos and share to maximum. So I thank you very much for watching this video and have a nice day.